Hello and welcome. I'm Lionmight, music producer, composer, and certified Genshin enjoyer. Today, I'm ranking Genshin Impact characters based on what I believe their role would be in a band. Lead vocalist, bassist, manager, roadie, we're all going there. This is a completely biased tier list, of course, but as someone who's been a musician for over 30 years and played in several bands, including one that gigged together for over a decade, I bring a real-world perspective on who's truly band material and who's just carrying the guitar cables. To start off, let's get the obvious out of the way and rank the characters who are canonically musicians or heavily implied to have musical talent. Of course, obviously, Xin Yan has the charisma, has the looks, and the confidence of a rock star. She is a rock star in both Liyue and Fontaine, apparently. And of course, she is lead vocalist, lead instrumentalist, frontwoman material. Very obvious choice. And then there's Venti, who we finally heard sing once at least. I think one instance of Venti singing. But he's also a lyre player most of the time. And I think because he has the tendency to always be like drunk in a drunken stupor, maybe the band will not have him be the lead because of he may be late in gigs. So it's better to just give him a supporting role, such as rhythm guitarist. But then, of course, obviously, Furina is an accomplished actress, an accomplished singer, opera singer. She's also lead vocalist material, and I can see her being the lead vocalist in a big band or in a show band, which is, very, very much a perfect match for her boisterous on-stage personality. And of course, Yoon Jin is another opera singer of the Chinese opera singer variety. But of course, it doesn't mean that she only has to be limited to that kind of style, because musicians are versatile artists, so they can definitely pull off other styles of music as well. She definitely has the confidence and the stage presence to also be a front woman for the band. Maybe the three of them up here can do a trio together. I don't know, but it definitely will be a treat. And of course, Barbara is also implied to be a great singer. Even one of her idols where she's singing or humming along to a melody. I think that's her theme, I believe. So we can put Barbara in lead vocalist material. I'm kind of torn between putting her in backup vocalist or lead vocalist material. But, I think she's peppy enough and confident enough to be the front woman for probably a bubblegum pop or a bubblegum pop rock band or something like that. And then the 5.7 live stream showed us a clip of Skirk playing a guitar or probably a ukulele. Now, I know nothing about Skirk's personality yet, her full personality. We saw only a bit in the Fontaine Our Conquest. But I believe, I don't know, she may be kind of aloof enough based on what we've seen of her. Maybe she just doesn't care enough to be the band's lead or something like that. Maybe she's just going to be content supporting from the sidelines and letting somebody else engage with the audience as the lead vocalist or something like that. But I can definitely see her maybe in an experimental dark metal band or something like that. But she's going to be rocking the power chords, definitely, is what I imagine. And then there is Ito, who is implied to be at least an enthusiastic singer. I'm not sure. But oh my God, then there's his birthday line, at least in all languages. He's got his own version of the birthday song where he's actually singing.
Happy birthday to you.
He could be, I'm kind of torn with Ito. I'm thinking of making him either lead vocalist, backup vocalist, or maybe roadie. Because, I don't know, he's kind of a little bit chaotic.
Boss, please don't go charging ahead. You're an Oni, not some hunting dog.
Don't worry, I'm invincible! Oh, my butt!
For somebody to be relied upon to always show up in gigs, because if you're the lead vocalist, or if you're the front of your band, or if you're the band leader, there's a certain sense of responsibility. You always have to be there in practice, in rehearsals. You always have to show up on time in gigs, and doesn't matter if you're talented or not. So either I don't think that Ito will be personally responsible enough to be given the role of lead vocalist. So for now, I'm going to put him on roadie, but still aspiring to be someday the lead vocalist, maybe with the help of somebody pushing him like a cookie. But I'm getting ahead of ourselves. And then there's Kazuha, who's always making melodies with an instrumental leaf, a leaf whistle, which is interesting. It's definitely a special talent on its own. So I can imagine him being a lead guitarist, but like a subdued, because of his soft-spoken, subdued personality. I can see him being like a minimalist lead guitarist, just doing simple, singable licks on guitar, but these are like earworm kind of licks that people will sing along to, not the flashy kind of lead guitar licks. And yeah, I think something that would become an iconic lead melody that people will sing along to in shows. Now that we've got that out of the way, the canonical musicians or the musically talented, as shown by Hoyo, in-game, okay, not in trailers, because I believe trailers are kind of off-canon or not really canon. Ether. I believe Ether is kind of a little bit chill and laid back. I think he's a great bassist. He's just going to be, headbanging quietly on the side, playing his rhythmic bass lines that are kind of simple and not too flashy, but it's always on the beat. It's always within the harmony. And yeah, he does the job. For Lumine, I think Lumine and Ether, I could imagine both of them like supporting each other like a duo. Maybe Lumine can either be a lead vocalist or a backup vocalist. Either way, I can see both of them supporting somebody else in the band. Amber. Oh my God. Yeah, I am an Amber. I used to be an Amber main, so I very much know Amber's very positive, very happy-go-lucky personality. She's very confident, and I think she can either be a lead vocalist or a lead guitarist. For now, I'll put her in lead vocalist because she has the personality. She has the captivating personality to engage with the audience and keep them active and always participating in the show, for example. Kaya, oh my goodness, Kaya, a little bit of a self-aware, self-confident personality. We've seen him show his confidence on stage in his story quest, or in his hangout quest, rather. I think he can be... This is difficult. Oh my God. I'm thinking either lead guitarist or drummer. Yeah, let's put lead guitarist for now. Yeah, a lead guitarist also kind of demands a little bit of a confident personality because you're kind of like the second lead, the second front man or front woman of the band after the lead vocalist. So yeah, I can imagine that. He's doing his guitar licks and he's just like showing off, even if what he's playing is kind of simple. Total opposite of Kazuha. Let's see. Lisa. Oh my goodness. Lisa. I think Lisa is perfect to be a backup vocalist because it's a little less responsible. Because it's a little less responsibility. Because like I said earlier, lots of pressure to be a lead vocalist because you always have to be there. You are the brand of the band, essentially. And I think Lisa doesn't go well with that much pressure. In fact, backup vocalists, from my experience, usually are on a rotation basis. They don't always show up in every gig and can be replaced by subs or substitute backup vocalists. And I think Lisa would love that she has the option to just not show up and have another person be the substitute. Razor, oh yeah, Razor definitely has drummer vibe. Yeah, our first drummer for the list. Yeah, Razor definitely has got this wild child vibe, of course. And I think he would make a great drummer. And of course, if he wants to play more complex drum patterns, he can just use his ultimate and have an extra pair of hands. Xiangling, oh my. Xiangling is another semi kind of amber personality. She is also confident and also is also happy-go-lucky, positive personality. But I'm not sure if she has the interest enough to socialize. And when I mean socialize, to engage with the audience over the mic. And that is a different skill on its own. And somebody like Furina or Xinyan definitely has mastered those kinds of skills. And I think she would be better as a backup vocalist as well, because she's also a busy chef. So, if One Min restaurant has catering events or something, she might not be available to show up. Beidou. Oh, Beidou definitely has drummer vibes. Yeah, she's a badass. And I think she will be in a band, like a rock band or a metal band, rock and roll band with Xinyan. I think they'd be part of the same band, I believe. Yeah, there's nothing else I can think of. Xingqiu. Ooh. I think for somebody like Xingqiu, oh my God. He is shy. First and foremost, he is afraid of publicity in a way that he had to make a pen name to make his novel, and he doesn't want anyone to know about it. So I think, oh yeah, I forgot to add. Yeah, let's add the role I forgot to add is keyboardist. I think for somebody who is a bookworm, well-read, and I believe in the context of music, somebody who wants to play the keyboards or is a keyboardist has to know at least basic music theory, because you're dealing with a lot of complicated chord progressions and all. Rhythm guitarists also need that, but the keyboard is a different beast. Most guitar players can get away with just being self-taught, and keyboardists can also get away with being self-taught. But there's a certain level of complexity, because most keyboardists that I know always started training as a classical pianist. And oh my God, whenever I try to form a band for an event, any event that I know that needs an ad hoc band, an ad hoc band is just like a band you form for an event, but it's not a permanent band. And always, most of the time, it's the keyboardist that I always have a difficulty in finding, because the keyboardist has a deeper type of training that is not as common as somebody just learning the guitar with a chord chart. And I'm not saying that the guitar is an easy instrument. The guitar is one of the most popular instruments because it is easy to start, only to start. But the ceiling is unlimited. So we have a lot of rock star guitar players like Steve Vai and Joe Satriani, and they've elevated guitar playing into virtuoso territory as well. But keyboardists, man, oh my God, they undergo a different kind of training to be competent and to be able to play, a lot more complicated music. So I believe, going back to Genshin, I believe Xingqiu, that he fits the personality of someone who has researched a lot of or read a lot about music theory and all, to be able to apply that in keyboard playing. Next, Ningguang. Okay, so funny story. Ningguang is actually the reason why I decided to make this video. But it's not because I think she fits in a band as a member of the actual band. But I think I have a special role for her. She is the producer or the record executive because she is like one of the most successful businesswomen in all of Tivat. Everybody looks up to her. And I think instead of just being in a band, no, that's too small fry for her. She would be the producer or the record executive sending contracts for artists to sign on her record label or something like that. Fischl, oh my goodness, Fischl. Her true personality, I believe, is she is shy and timid. That is why she needs to role play as the princessin. But I believe if she keeps that up, that princessin personality, she would make a great frontwoman, lead vocalist in a goth metal or goth rock band. With that personality and great music, and she's got that role-playing poetry sense in her that will make for great lyrics. She's definitely lead vocalist material for her role-playing personality. As for Amy, that's a different story. Oh my goodness, Bennett. I think because he's so unlucky, people would not want to be his bandmate. I think Bennett is going to be the roadie, but people will give him lesser responsibilities as time goes by because he keeps losing crucial things like a guitar cable or a guitar pedal. He loses a bass amp for whatever reason. A bass amp is a huge thing and you can't just lose it, but apparently Bennett will lose it somewhere. So he will be relegated to the band roadie. Poor Benny. Okay, now Noelle. Oh, wow. Noelle? There's two ways I can think of Noelle because she is implied to be really strong, physically really strong. She can either be a drummer and she would be solid with the beats and all that, or she can be the lead roadie and she will just put Bennett and Ito to shame because she will be carrying the guitar amp, the drum set, the guitar, the bass amp, and the keyboard amp all in one go, and and she won't even break a sweat. I don't know. That's kind of funny to think about that, so I'll just put her on roadie for now. Chong Yoon, a little bit laid back personality. I think he's kind of similar to Ether in a way. So yeah, I think he'll make a good bassist. He'll make some chill bass lines. Sucrose. Oh, wow. She is another academic personality, studious, and she'll probably overthink chord progressions and all. So she will be a great keyboardist because of that. Jean. Oh, wow. Jean. She is a leader. She can definitely be a lead vocalist because she is very responsible. So she will always show up in rehearsals. And she'll feel bad for showing up like 1 minute late or something like that. But I feel like Jean is better as a band manager. I think so. But yeah, she's got the personality, or I think she has the confidence or the leadership skills to also be a lead vocalist. But I think she'll want to be the manager instead and take care of things behind the scenes. I don't know. Mona, oh my God. Mona, if she gets her finances together, I think she would really make either a backup vocalist or a lead vocalist. Let's put her on backup vocalist because I think she would appreciate being the substitute for somebody like Lisa or something like that. Lisa decides not to show up, she'll send a message to Mona. Mona, can you take the gig for me instead? Yeah, this is, by the way, fan fiction that I'm making up, so yeah. Diluc, oh my goodness, Diluc, he definitely has the aesthetic and the brash personality of somebody who will be a lead guitar player. Definitely lead guitarist or probably lead vocals, but he's too aloof to want to engage with the audience, or maybe he can either be lead guitarist, rhythm guitarist who doesn't care. He'll just do his job. He'll just do the chord progression and not even have eye contact with the other band members. Or he can be lead guitarist, and he will just go ham in playing his lines. Maybe he will sometimes conflict with a vocalist because he's overplaying his role. He's playing over the vocal lines, and the vocalist will get pissed off or something. Chi-Chi, oh my goodness. Chi-Chi definitely is a backup vocalist material. But you know, it could be kind of funny if Chi-Chi is also a drummer. Imagine somebody of her small stature, but she's like playing solid drums. But for now, let's put her on backup vocalist. Kaching. Kaching is very prim and proper. She's also kind of a little bit formal. I'd say probably bassist. Yeah, I think she doesn't care enough to have to be the center of attention or something like that. So I think she'll be a fine bassist. How about Klee? Oh, I think Klee would love the explosive sounds of the drum set, the cymbals and all that. It all will sound like an explosion, and she'll find that amusing. Oh, the drums go boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I think Klee will make an adorable drummer. But it's going to be funny because of her cutesy personality. But then she will play something like punk rock and all that. Something like that. An explosive kind of musical genre. All right. How about Diona? Diona. She is a responsible bartender. She has a sense of responsibility to showing up. But I think for her role in a band, I don't see her as someone who likes to be the center of attention. So I think backup vocalist will be fine with her. Child. Oh my goodness, Child. The prodigal son returns. Child is definitely somebody who loves being the center of attention. So I believe he will be a great lead vocalist. And he's probably gonna use some of his ultimate powers, his burst, his foul legacy or something as part of the stage special effects. And I think his voice range changes when he uses his foul legacy, although, you know, it drains some of his life force. But if we ignore that fact, he can sing two vocal ranges. Maybe in his normal human form, he'll be singing his regular tenor singing voice, and then when he needs to do screamo, for example, like in a metal band or like a gent metal band, it would be easier for him to sing screamo with his lower foul legacy vocal range. I don't know. That's gonna be kind of funny. Zhongli, oh my, Zhongli definitely doesn't want any more extra attention. He faked his own death just so he can be in the sidelines. So I don't think he would want to be the lead vocalist. He doesn't want to be the center of attention again. Definitely not lead guitar. And when there's a musical event, he always just wants to be in the sidelines. He's always a regular of Yoonjin's opera shows. So I think he's gonna be better off as a manager, because he can still be participating in the scene, the band scene, but he can also just sit and sip his tea, sitting on a table, watching the band play on stage. And he's still there. He's got a responsibility, but not performing. Albedo. Oh, wow. Albedo. There's two things that I can see him be. Either Albedo is another keyboardist who's well versed in music theory, well educated in music theory and the deeper language of jazz and classical. Or he could be just a chill bassist, but he's playing like complicated math rock lines. I don't know. For now, let's put him at keyboardist. Ganyu. Ganyu, another immortal adeptus. She chose to be a secretary, and I believe she doesn't want to be the center of attention. That implies it at least. But she also has a real sense of responsibility, punctuality even. This is difficult. Ganyu, definitely not lead vocalist. Ganyu, rhythm, bassist. I think rhythm guitarist will do fine. Xiao, oh my god, yeah, Xiao is definitely lead guitar material. His aesthetic, his tattoos, and his whole vibe definitely screams like a I'm a like a what is it? Somebody like the guitar, the lead guitar for Red Hot Chili Peppers or something like that. Some punk rock funk metal band or something. Hu Tao. She's got definitely a business sense, but she also has an artistic side of her, especially her poetry in those TCG events. Could she be another lead vocalist, or definitely not record producer or executive, although she does have a business sense and she could eventually be that kind of successful Ningguang level of businesswoman. But I don't know. For now, let's put her on lead vocalist because she's got the personality, she's got the confidence, and I think she definitely knows how to engage with people, with a crowd. She knows how to troll people, especially Chi-Chi. Poor Chi-Chi. So yeah, I think she has a sharp enough or a spicy enough personality to warrant being a lead vocalist. Now, Rosaria. Oh my goodness. Rosaria, she is kind of like Lisa she's not lazy per se, but she doesn't want to do any more responsibility aside from the one that's given to her. No overtime. She clocks in, she clocks out, end of the day, and she goes to the bar. I think she would be better off as a roadie because that would mean she can just bring the music gear in the venue, leave it there, set it up, and then leave. And she doesn't need to watch the band because she might find it boring because as far as I can remember, she's not usually interested in participating. Yan Fei, Yan Fei, she is probably gonna be a great manager, and not just a manager. She is like a proactive manager, researching and getting contracts for the band, trying to get them booked into high-end venues where she would deal with the legal stuff and, the legalities of music and copyright like that, making sure that her band, that the band that she manages gets paid properly. And I think Yan Fei has the chops for that. Definitely band manager material. Eula! Oh, wow. Vengeance will be mine. Oh, wow. Yeah, I definitely think Eula is another lead vocalist personality. She definitely has the confidence. She definitely likes to lean into controversy, being a rebel and all. And you know what? Fans of bands, especially metal bands, they love that kind of personality. So I think Eula is somebody who'd make a great lead vocalist as well. And of course, I think that in her story quest, she loves going against expectation. And, like I said, a total rebel. And, fans love that. Ayaka. Oh, I think I forgot Ayaka as somebody who is canonically implied to be musically talented. Let's put her in backup vocalist because she is a leader. And she has a lot of responsibility, I think. And I think she will also appreciate having the option to have a substitute for her when she's not available. Sayu, oh my goodness. Sayu, I think, would also be a roadie, better as a roadie because she just wants to sleep. She's always so sleepy. And I think she will just speed through carrying the gear from the truck or to from the wagon to the venue to the stage, setting it up in a speed run kind of manner, and then boom, she's off in a corner sleeping. Yoimiya, oh wow, I think Yoimiya. Oh wow, yeah, Yoimiya has an explosive personality, kind of like Amber. She could be a lead vocalist too, but I think I see Yoimiya as a very energetic rhythm guitarist, and she's just like wildly swinging and dancing while playing very simple chords. But she will be like one of the crowd favorites because she's so energetic and her personality is explosive. Aloy. I always laugh, but I do love Aloy because I played all the Horizon games. So I was actually excited to have her as a collab in Genshin. And I did play her up for a bit. My Aloy is leveled up, not 90, but for somebody like Aloy, an aloof personality, but she has the knowledge of a kind of a impromptu mechanic, a mechanic on the wild because of all the tinkering she does with her gear, with all the found objects. She uses that. I don't know. It's kind of difficult. I would say probably a drummer. She definitely doesn't want to be the center of attention. She also has some sense of responsibility to support and help. And I think based on what I know of her knowledge, which is like a mechanic, like to tinker things and, make weapons and all, maybe she will have her own customized drum kit with her own design, with her own design patterns and all that, made from found parts of ruin guards or something. She will craft her own drum set out of that, and that will be like a piece of art on stage, and she will be the one playing that. Yeah, that's my drum set. I made this. I constructed it. I can definitely imagine that. Kujosara. Oh, wow. Kujosara. General Kujosara. I think she will be a rhythm guitarist. And Raiden, the Raiden Shogun, is the lead vocalist, but is Raiden fit for a lead vocalist? I think, yeah. Raiden definitely doesn't mind being the center of attention. In fact, I'm talking about Raiden, the puppet. There can be like a play or like some sort of a, what is it? Kind of like the idea I had with Child, with his foul legacy and his what is that? His normal appearance. Maybe with A and the Raiden being co-lead vocalists in a way, and the fans will always try to guess, oh, which are we watching now? Are we watching Raiden or are we watching A? And they'll always keep forever guessing. It's going to be like a conspiracy theory. Oh, in this concert, was Raiden the one on the microphone, or was that A on the microphone? And it's always going to be an urban legend within the fandom of her band. Something like that. Kokomi, another leader of her people. I think Kokomi could be a manager, or she could also be a backup vocalist. But then she has really elegant aesthetic that it would be a waste to put her in the back. I don't know. Elegant, well-read, knowledgeable. I would assume she would also make a decent keyboardist. I can imagine as a kid, she probably had classical piano lessons, and she would, continue getting better on the piano, eventually landing a keyboardist gig. Yeah, I can imagine that. Toma. Definitely drummer material. For Toma. I don't know why, but he just has that vibe of a drummer. And Goro, I can see him taking another support role, either rhythm or bass. Yeah, I think he would make a great bassist because his solid rhythms will be the grounding support for the music, because ground, Geo. Shenhe, oh my goodness, Shenhe. Because of her blunt personality, I don't think she will be interested or will be very awkward if given the role of a lead vocalist or something. So I think either she can be a backup vocalist or maybe the roadie, and she will just treat it like a regular job, the way she works at a one-min restaurant or something like that. Maybe I'll change my mind later, but yeah, definitely either that or here. For now, let's put her on roadie. Yae Miko, one of my favorites. Yae Miko is probably the most well-known and the most successful businesswoman in all of Inazuma. Yae Publishing House is an icon. So I think she would also be a record producer or a record publisher or a record executive. Definitely the one calling the shots business-wise. Yeah, I can see her and Ningguang even collaborating or competing even. Ayato, oh my God, yeah. Ayato, another business-minded person, but I think he's a great manager instead. And he will be the manager of the band where his sister is a backup vocalist. I think that would be adorable. Now, Yelan, oh my. Yelan definitely has the confident personality, and she has the charisma to engage in the audience and be the lead vocalist, not just singing, but also captivating the attention of the audience. But she's also very secretive and mysterious in a way. So I think that would be her brand as a lead vocalist. Kuki Shinobu, oh yeah, definitely. Kuki Shinobu is definitely the manager. Kuki Shinobu is a manager through and through. Just like Yanfei, she is well versed in laws and contracts. And she will probably be the one scolding Ito if he's being lazy to carry the gear for the band. Detective Heizo. Maybe he is, I would say, rhythm or bass. Either rhythm or bass. Yeah, let's put Heizo in bass because it's not too much attention grabbing. Bassists are like in the middle ground of the attention, and drummers are always like, of course, physically they're behind, they're at the back of the stage, and in the minds of people, the attention for drummers usually always come last, and unfortunately, that's just really the perceived attention hierarchy of bands. There's always exceptions, of course. It depends on the personality of the member, but always the center of attention is the lead vocalist, and that's just how it's always been. I think Kole is still learning to be a better musician. She's still studying, but she's competent enough to become a backup vocalist. Tainari, another scholarly type, well-read, well-educated, although he did abandon the academia to be a forest ranger instead, so that's kind of a rebellious streak. I can imagine Tainari to be a lead guitarist, but his the licks that he will formulate are kind of mathematic, complicated, kind of like Bach in terms of complexity. He will elevate the band's musical style into a kind of a classical rock or something. Oh, Dory. Unfortunately, whether we like it or not, I think Dory is gonna be a record producer or a label manager. She's gonna be the owner of a kind of dubious record label, might be scamming artists into bad contracts or something like that. Yeah, definitely a Dory thing. Oh my goodness. Candice is a supportive character. She has a sense of responsibility, definitely, to protect her town. But I think because of that cool shield kind of gameplay of hers, I don't know. I can just imagine her as a drummer, like a, what is it? What kind of style? I think she can be like a pop rock drummer where she plays just simple patterns, but it's always solid on the beat and it does its job for the band. Oh, Sino. Oh my goodness. I think I'm gonna be a little bit unconventional here. Sino can be a lead vocalist, but with a catch. Not the catch polearm. Maybe he is the lead vocalist in a kind of experimental jazz spoken word band where he is the vocalist, quote unquote, but he's not actually singing. He's kind of using spoken word, which is kind of like an in-between rap and declamation, and he's reciting his jokes as a spoken word art and his bandmates is just like playing their walking bass jazz music, and he's just like, yeah, I'm Sino and I'm a dad joker or something like that. Neil, oh my goodness, Nilu is definitely lead vocalist material, and it might not just be lead vocalist. Maybe she is somebody who's like a pop star like Britney or Lady Gaga with a really complicated choreography, a dance routine while she's singing. Yeah, definitely an idol, superstar, pop star. Nahida. Ooh, Nahida. There can be many ways to put Nahida. She can either be maybe a manager or a keyboardist. I'm not sure if she can fit as a record producer or executive, because being a record producer or executive needs to be kind of a little bit shrewd. And I think Nahida is too nice to be that shrewd kind of a businessy type. But I can imagine her downloading all the most complex chord progressions and patterns in all of Tevat via the Irminsul, kind of like the Matrix. Download all the musical theory knowledge in her mind, and play the most complex keyboard licks, like classical Bach style, that are just impressive and, elevates the style of the band into something that is a hybrid fusion classical jazz or something like that. Layla, oh my goodness. Layla, just like Lisa, is probably better off as a backup vocalist because, oh my God, she's so swamped with, well, basically college stuff. In the academia, just she never has time for herself. She never has time to sleep. She's always tired. She's overexhausted. So I think if every Genshin character needs to be participating in a band, I think she would be better off maybe as a roadie, but maybe as a backup vocalist as well. So again, she has the option to substitute. Faruzan. I kind of imagine Faruzan to be a manager, but she's like the no BS manager. She will always try to demand that her band gets the best kind of arrangement. We want the best hotels with heating, with cold water and hot water and all that, all the luxuries. She will make that demand, or she cancels the gig or something like that. Wanderer, oh my goodness. Yeah, Wanderer is definitely the lead vocalist or the lead guitarist of an emo goth rock band. Let's just say lead vocalist. Yeah, he loves the attention. I definitely know that he loves the attention. I mean, he worked his way, spoiler alert, to become a god. And, gods crave or demand attention traditionally. So, yeah, he definitely fits the bill for lead vocalist. Yao Yao, oh my goodness. Yao Yao is, I think it would be adorable, again, to have Yao Yao as a drummer. She can be also a rhythm guitarist, but I think it's funnier that she's a tiny drummer. Al Haytham, oh my goodness. Al Haytham, I'm kind of tempted to make him another nerd keyboardist, but there's another world that he's probably the manager, so he can just chill and deal with things in a business-like, serious, I don't care what happens kind of way. I don't think he wants to be on stage, to be honest. I don't think he would enjoy being on stage. So he's either a manager or maybe a bassist, rhythm guitarist, bassist, or manager. He's kind of like that kind of aloof kind of bandmate. So maybe we'll put him on bassist. Let's put him on bassist for now. Dia. Oh, Dia. Dia definitely is responsible. She protects other people, but she also doesn't. She's also not afraid of fighting for what she believes in. I think Dia would be a cool drummer. I don't know. Her aesthetic definitely screams like a badass drummer, and she will be the one leading the count for the songs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, everyone. And Mika. Oh yeah, he's a multi-talented, multi-weapon user. So I think he can be a multi-talented instrumentalist in this context. Maybe he can be a keyboardist. Maybe he can be a bassist or rhythm guitarist. But I think for now, let's put him in a supporting role, just like his in-game role. Probably rhythm guitarist, or maybe, oh my goodness, maybe drummer. Oh yeah, I think maybe drummer. Maybe drummer would be good because his buff increases attack speed. And I think that can be an advantage to being a drummer. He can play the fastest beats, the faster tempo, like those faster punk rock songs, and it'll be to his advantage. Kave. Oh my goodness. Kave will be a great keyboardist. He will be so timid about it, and he will be self-deprecating all the time. Oh, I have very bad chord progression sense or something. Oh, I haven't practiced and all that. But when he actually plays the music, he actually plays the music very excellently, and it's very artistic and it's very good, but he still feels bad about it. Something like that. I don't know. Baiju. Oh my God. Baiju is a little bit different. He's a bit sickly. Yeah, I think he will be an elegant bassist, you know. He is just like a... What is it? I've seen many bassists where they rarely move and they are very elegant in their stage presence and they play beautifully. Kirara. Oh, yeah. Kirara is definitely a roadie material. Roadie material. She will be the one in charge of the delivery service or the wagon or the caravan of all the band gear and all that. She will be overseeing that. She'll be the person in charge of the delivery. Linny and Lynette. Oh my goodness. I think I'm gonna cheat a little and put both of them together as lead vocalists, co-lead vocalists, because they already work together on stage as a magic duo. So I think in the context of being in a band, they would be great co-lead vocalists. They're singing, they're duetting, they're harmonizing each other, but they're seen as a duo package. The both of them are part of the duo package, and they're probably supported by Fremine as a rhythm guitarist. And I can imagine even that Linny, being the confident personality as he is, oh my goodness, I think I can see the children as a trio, like a pop rock trio, kind of like Hanson. Wait, no. I'll change my mind. I think I can imagine Fremine as the bassist, Linny as one of the singers, and rhythm guitarist as well, accompanying himself, and Lynette as a singer as well, but on the drums. I think that would be cool. A trio, a sibling trio that they play together. I think that would be awesome and cool. Nouvillette. Oh my goodness. Nouvillette is an honorable person, leader. Would he make a great record producer or executive? He's too honest. He's too moral for this kind of position. Maybe he will be a great record producer or executive where he is kind of doing an advocacy to make the best record deals that are artist friendly or something like that. Maybe he is a different kind of record producer where he is more pro artist. Now, Risley. Oh, wow. Yeah, Risley, definitely lead guitar material. Definitely lead guitar material. He's gonna rock it. He's gonna be a badass. He's gonna show off in both guitar skill and both in showmanship. I think that would be really cool. Charlotte. A busy reporter, but if she has time to be in a band, I think backup vocalist also is a great role for her. I think she wouldn't mind kind of being the center of attention, but she's always interviewing other people, wanting them to be the star, wanting others to be the star. So I think she's going to be more on a supportive role, elevating another person as the lead. Navia, oh my goodness. Navia, I can imagine definitely her as the manager. I mean, she would make a great lead vocalist or maybe even a drummer, but I think Navia is definitely somebody who wants to be managing something, leading something, and she definitely has the skill set of a manager. I mean, we just saw her being the manager of a theme park, and she manages her own non-government organization, Mafia. Chevrus, oh my goodness. Kind of difficult. What will her role be in a band? Let's say manager. I think manager is fine. A different kind of manager from Navia. She will be making sure that the venue is always safe for the band. No accidents will happen. Safety first. I think that's one of her priorities as manager. And that makes sure that the venue itself is also safe for the audience. No accidental mishaps. And Gaming. Oh, Gaming definitely has drummer vibes. He's a dancer. He is always a great sense of rhythm, and that's very much required for a drummer because the entire band is always relying on the drummer to keep everyone in the same beat, in tempo. And, It's very underrated, but, a bad drummer will ruin an entire show. And a good drummer is just going to keep the show in a good flow, and you wouldn't even notice it. That's the dilemma of a drummer. Shan Yun. Oh my goodness. I think Cloud Retainer will be an amazing keyboardist, but not in a traditional way. I think she will use her knowledge and skill in building and inventing mechanisms to design her own kind of keyboard synth that is like a DJ machine or something, where she only needs to press a few buttons and the music will automatically play based on the parameters she set for herself, like an arpeggiator or any of those synths that have programmed mechanisms and all that. And I use a lot of those myself, and they can be really fun, especially writing EDM. And I think Shan Yun, I can see Shan Yun to be something like that. Chori, oh my goodness, Chori, the cutting edge of fashion. Almost can be a record producer or executive, but I think, oh yeah, she's gonna be a great manager. She's gonna be a demanding manager, that another kind of no BS manager, kind of like what I said Farzan will be. But this time, I think she will be a well-dressed, formal kind of manager where she's maybe attending meetings with clients in a blazer or in a very fashionable outfit, of course. And people may mistake her to be a part of the band because of she's well put together. But she's the manager. She has a business sense, and she has the kind of shrewd personality as well to make sure that the band gets what they deserve. Something like that. Arlecchino. Oh, I can also see her as a band manager, a different kind of manager. She's kind of mysterious and brooding, and clients are always afraid of saying no to her. So even without doing anything, the band just always gets what they want. Sethos. Oh my goodness. Sethos definitely has lead guitarist energy. He's got the confidence and I don't know, the personality. He's going to be like a very active, proactive lead guitarist. And I think that he's going to be a fun one. Clorand. Ooh. I think Clorand is... Yeah, let's just put Clorand in backup vocalist. I think she would prefer supporting others than be the center of attention. And as a champion duelist, she also has other duties. Sijuin, I think Sijuin will be... Yeah, I think Sijuin also will be a backup vocalist. But she's like always excited to be singing and part of the band. And she's just happy to be there. Emily, the perfumer. I just recently did her story quest and it was fun. Definitely someone who is well-read, knowledgeable. Could be a keyboardist material as well. For now, let's put her in keyboardist. I think she will be a fine, elegant keyboardist, and she will be dressed like the way she dresses. Very elegant, very Victorian kind of fashion. Kachina. Oh, wow. Kachina is definitely a drummer material. Oh, my goodness. Even with her turbo twirly. Mualani. Oh, Mualani definitely is lead vocalist material. She's the leader of the band. She's definitely happy-go-lucky and peppy and always in a surfing mood. Kinich. Oh my goodness. The aloof Kinich. Kinich would either be a rhythm guitarist or a drummer. Yeah, let's put Kinich at drummer, and he's responsible for keeping the tempo of the band, but Ahau somehow will try to throw him off the beat and ruin the band's performance, but will always fail. Oh, Shilonen, how could I forget? Yeah, how could I forget to add her in the first part of the list? I have Shilonen, I have her C4, and I always see her idle animation where she has her DJ rig. Yeah, I'm so stupid. Sorry. Shilonen is a musician. She is a music producer in the sense that she also writes her own beats and all that. So I believe she's going to be a great keyboardist. Definitely a keyboardist. And she'll play together with Kachina. But, not just a traditional keyboardist. Her keyboard will have extra steps. She has the keyboard and she has the DJ, the disc, the turntables on the side. She's gonna have like one of those complicated DJ setups with 3 layers of keyboards, 3 layers of mixers on the left side, and a turntable on the right side, and like lots of knobs everywhere. I think she's just that kind of a nerdy gearhead kind of a keyboardist, and I'm using keyboardist in a very loose way here, but yeah, that's pretty much still considered a keyboard or synth musician role in the band. So yeah, Auroron, he's like gonna be a good lead vocalist or a lead guitarist for an emo dark metal or black metal band, but he's singing mostly in low grumbling screamo or something like that. I don't know. That's how I can imagine, because the way he is voice acted is also in this very low tone. And his personality, his design, he's pretty much kind of like the game's version of a Batman kind of aesthetic. Not necessarily personality, but aesthetic. Chaska. Oh, yeah, she's definitely lead vocalist material. She definitely has the design, the aesthetic, that cowboy hat. Oh my goodness, I go crazy for that cowboy hat. And I love cowboy hats. I collect hats myself. And she's got the leather-clad warrior woman with a big gun to command stage presence. Citlali, oh my goodness. I think Citlali is just gonna be a roadie. She's not interested to be a manager, but I think if forced to participate in the band, she's just gonna be happy to be a roadie. She will do the bare minimum, use her floating pillow, Sitlalin and It's Papa, to make carrying stuff easier on her. Maybe she'll not even carry it herself. She'll have Sitlalin and It's Papa do the heavy lifting for her. Oh my god, poor them. Mawika. Oh well, she deserves a spot right here on top with Farina and Shinyan. The leather-clad outfit, the red head, the fiery hair that works great on stage, and the fact that off-canon, Hoyo made her a singer in her own trailer, which I still haven't watched because I want to dedicate a reaction video for that trailer itself. She's definitely lead vocal material. Lanyan, I think Lanyan is a backup vocalist. Yeah, pretty much. I believe that Hoyo wrote supportive personalities for supporting characters, mostly, not all the time, but I think it's definitely a good match. Yume Mizuki, I think, would be a great manager. She would be a soft-spoken manager. She would not be too intimidating to clients, but since she's also a successful businesswoman with multiple branches of her bathhouse in both Inazuma and Natlan, I think she still makes sure that the band gets what they deserve, but she asks for it in a very nice, soft-spoken, calm way. The client will just give it. Yansan, definitely drummer material. She's definitely a nimble drummer. She can play the fast beats because she's quick as a flash, as you always say. Varesa, also another quick personality. Pun intended. But I think, okay, this could go both two ways. She's definitely strong. She's definitely fast. But she has kind of two differing personalities. The real Varesa, I think, is shy. As we've seen in her story, the real Varesa is shy and kind of timid and has to be kind of encouraged a lot to pick up her pace or something. So I think normal Varesa would be content as a roadie supporting the band from behind the scenes. Aoife. I think Aoife would be a cool bassist or rhythm guitarist. And I think we'll just put him on bassist and he'll be happily playing the bass with his buddy Auroran right here, supporting his buddy. Now, oh my goodness. On one hand, she is also kind of a businesswoman, but more like a solo businesswoman. It's all just her, and she was a leader of an entire kitchen of chefs in Hotel de Board. So she has leadership qualities, but she's also self-reliant. So, I'm going to be a little bit unconventional. I'll just put her on keyboardist because I know that she has dedication to learn to cook the most complicated meals and all that. But I think if given the chance to start from piano and I just figured it out. Yeah, keyboard definitely is a perfect role for her in the band because I believe one of her lines is she loves listening to orchestral music, or that is implied to be classical music. And pianists always start most of the time being classically trained. So I can imagine even non-canon that Escoffier has some piano playing skills, classical piano. Maybe she can play a piece equivalent to a Mozart sonata or a Mozart etude, one of the beginner pieces by Mozart, which she can then keep on improving. Dahlia. There's nothing much I know about Dahlia because I haven't done the paralogism quest yet. From what I know, he has a mischievous personality, but he's also just wants to support everybody. I think Dahlia would be a great bassist with Barventi over here as a rhythm guitarist, and they can make as a rhythm duo, bass and guitar. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, so this is the whole list and I'm pretty happy with this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching all the way until the end. And if you like video game music or anything to do with video game music, do check out my main channel, Lionmight. This channel that you're watching is my second channel, which is a brand new gaming channel, and I plan to post more Genshin videos here and maybe other gaming videos in the future. In the meantime, stay safe and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!